Hello, grade 8 students. This is day 8 of STP Mathematics 3A lesson series. By now, you know today we want to move to a new theory area, but we are still in the same unit, unit 1. So then different subtopic. That means today you want to start with your theory book. Everyone, please take your theory books and put the date. Write down the subtopic that we have addition and subtraction of decimals, right? Addition and subtraction of decimal. You can write down the topic in black color, right? And here that in the book they have not given examples, but I thought to explain you a few examples. So to give you a better idea, so then addition and subtraction, this is very easy. You have done this in grade 7, 6, but we will revise that what you have learned. Now you just imagine children, you have something like this. The first question you have 8.3 plus 17.25, something like this. How you are going to add this? So you want to write them vertically. That is very important, right? You write it 8.3 like this, okay? Then you want to write the next number. When you are writing the next number, the decimal point should be like this. So they should be in one line. And then you write 17 and 1 here and 2 and 5 here, like this, right? By any chance that if you write it like this, 8.3, 17.25, those are wrong, right? How you are going to add them? You can't, right? So that is wrong. Or else, let's say you have written something like this, 8.3 and 8.3 and 17 point, that is the only mistake you can do. Now, when you have something like this, you feel that a place it is in blank. So then if need, you can fill it with 0. If not, you just ignore it and do the addition, right? Here that what I do, I fill this with 0 and I add them. 5 plus 0, 5. 2 plus 3, 5. 7 plus 8, 15. 1 remainder, 1 and 1, 2, right? So then I write the answer 25.55, right? We just see children that when you have something like this, what we are supposed to do, that we rewrite the question vertically, right? We rewrite the question vertically, but the only condition when we are writing, we want to write the decimal man in one line like this. So I'll take question number 2. Let's say you have 17.37 subtract 4.8. Now what happened? Again, you do the same thing. You write 17.37, right? Then I told you when you're writing it vertically that you want to have this, right? 4.8, how you are going to write? 4 and 8 like this. In this case, if you write 13.37 and 4.8 like this, so then something wrong, that here it is 0, which is wrong. So when you're writing them, you want to keep them at the correct decimal place or the place value. And I want to subtract this like earlier. You can fill the blanks with 0 like this, and you can do the subtraction. 7 minus 0, 7. Then 3 minus 8, I can't do that. I want to borrow. So then that becomes 13. 13 minus 8, it is 5. Now here, top, I don't have 7 because that I borrowed 1. So now I have 6. 6 minus 4, 2. And 1, I write as it is, right? 17.37 subtract 4.8. The answer is 12.57. And I write the answer 12.57. Okay. So that is all about addition and subtraction. So actually in the book, you can't find the equation, any examples, but I thought to do this to give you a clear idea. Under these two examples, you want to write this statement. Decimals are added and subtracted in the same way as whole numbers, right? So 1 point you write in blue color, right? Below the two sums which I gave you here, you can write down this first statement, right? The first one like this, right? The first one up to this. Then it is sensible to write them in a column so that the decimal points are in vertical line, right? So that is the next point. This is the next point. When you're writing points like this or the statements like this, children, always write that first you write the first statement and keep one line and then start the next one. So this ensures that units are added to units, tenths are added to tenths, and so on. Now you have three statements or three sentences to write below the two examples I gave you. And when you're writing them, how you're going to write them? You write the first one, keep a line, then write the second statement, keep a line, then write the third statement. Then your note is complete. Okay, you can pause the video and write down them. Then you can write down the next subtopic in black color, multiplication of decimals. So that is the next subtopic, multiplication of decimals. I will explain you two methods to do this. You can decide which one is easier for you and you can implement that. Okay, we have learned these things in grade 6 in detail, but here I'm just revising what you want to do. After writing all these three statements, then below that, you write the next subtopic, multiplication of decimals. So then we will move to the sum, right? So then I segregate this, right? So then that is all about the addition and subtraction. So then I'm moving to the multiplication. There are the first example I want to discuss, 0.05 multiplied by 1.04. Okay. One method, you convert the decimals into fraction. By now you know what to do. How? 5 divided by 100, 104 divided by 100. You have the same denominator. Therefore, we can write it as it is, right? Oh, sorry. But this should be the multiplication. The multiplication. So then it is that 100 times 100, it gives you 10,000. And you multiply 104 by 5, right? It gives me 520. When you divide like this, so then there should be 4 decimal places, 0.0520, right? That is one method. Okay. So first you write everything as fractions and you just multiply them. 5 times 104, 520. 100 times 100, it is 10,000. 520 divided by 10,000, 0.0520, right? You can conclude the answer, right? You can conclude the answer 0.052. There's no point of writing the whole thing. No, so then we know that at the end when we have zeros, there is no value, right? So then you can write 0.052. Now I am moving to the second method. Or you can do it in another way. How? 0.05 multiplied by 1.04 equal to, you forget about the decimals and you multiply 104 by 5, right? It gives me 520 now. Here I have 2 decimal places. Here I have 2 decimal places. And in my answer, I should have 4 decimal places. So then for 520, when I keep 4 decimal place, it becomes 0.05 5, 2, 0. Again, my final answer 0, 5, 2. Hope it is clear. Either you can use the fraction method or you can use this method. When you have two decimal numbers, you just multiply the numbers. Forget about the decimals and you just multiply. 104 by 5. It gives you the answer 520. In the question, you can see the decimals, 2 decimal places and 2 decimal places. In the answer, there should be 4 decimal places, right? Therefore, that here I write 4 decimal places. So then I arrange 520 with 4 decimal places, 0.0520. I have 4 decimal places, but here there's no point of keeping that the last digit 0. Therefore, I just write 0.052. Hope it is clear, right? So I'll take another example. So then you can pause the video and copy down them, children. So then the next example I want to discuss here, they have given the division. So then I'll take another one. Example 2. Let's say you have 2.3 multiplied by 0.002. The first method, what I do? 23 divide by 10, 2 divide by 1000. So then what is the answer? 46. 23 times 2, 46 and 10,000. So what will be my answer? 0.0046. 46 when you divide by 10,000. So that is how it works. Now I am moving to the second method. That I write 22.3 multiplied by 0.002. Here I have 1 decimal place. Here I have 3 decimal places. So then in the answer there should be 4 decimal places. There should be 4 decimal places. But before keeping the decimals, I want to do something. Forget about the decimal 23 and you multiply this by 2. It gives me 46. I write 46 with 4 decimal places. Right? Here I have 4 decimal places. Then the answer is complete. Okay. Hope it is clear for all of you. Please practice this. But I can't give you the sums until I explain the division. I don't think, we have time. I can explain the division also. So then we will move to the next subtopic, division by decimals, right? The division by decimals. Okay, division by decimals. So then please go through that, write down the topic first of all. I will take different examples and do it. Division by decimals, right? First you write down that. Okay, then I'll move to the examples. Here again, I don't want to segregate because it's a new page. So then under the division by decimals, that first example I will take, children. 4.8 divide by 2. Now you have decimal number only in the numerator, right? The denominator, it is a whole number. In that case, what I do, I just divide 48 by 2. Forget about the decimals and I just divide 2 times 2, 4, 0. And I bring this 8, 2 times 4, 8 and 0. So then the answer is 24. When you divide 48 by 2, it gives you 24. But here we are not dividing 48, it is 4.8. Therefore, the answer should be 2.4. Understand? If it is 48, when you divide 48 by 2, the answer is 24. But in the question, it is not 48, it is 4.8. Therefore, the answer should be 2.4. I'll take another example. Let's say you have 1.44 divided by 12, let's say, for an example. Okay. Then what happened? Forget about the decimals and you just divide 144 by 12. 12 times 1, 12. So then here we have 2, and you bring this down, 24. 12 times 2, 24, and 0. Now you just see, children, 144, when you divide by 12, the answer is 12. But do we have 144 here? No, we have 1.44. That means the same digits here I have with 2 decimal places. Therefore, my answer also should be with 2 decimal places, 0.12. Hope it is clear for all of you. When you have a decimal in the numerator and when you have the whole number in the denominator, this is how you do the division, right? Now let's say the next one, you have the third one, 1.44 divided by 0.2. Now both the cases decimals. When you have the decimals in the numerator, we don't want to worry that much, and we can follow the first 2 examples, the method we use in the first 2 examples. But here, we have the decimals in the numerator as well as the denominator. My main concern is to remove the decimal status in the denominator. How can I do that? Here it is with 1 decimal place. I multiply this by 10, then I know this become 2. If I do something to the denominator, I should do the same thing to the numerator. So then my answer will be 14 divided by 2. The answer is 7. Right? So I'll take another example. Let's say you have 1.44. You divide this by 2. 0.2. Now what happened? My concern is not both the numerator and the denominator when you have decimals in both the places. My concern is only the denominator. If I have a decimal in the denominator, I want to remove it. For that, I want to multiply by 10, and I multiply this also by 10. It gives me 14.4, and this gives me 2. So then it doesn't matter. Some students, they try to multiply this by 100 because in the numerator, you have 2 decimal places. Don't do like that. Either you are multiplying by the 10, 100,000, that whatever it is will be decided by the number of decimal places you can see in the denominator, children, not the numerator. Now then this one, this situation is very similar to the earlier 2 question 1 and 2. What I do, I divide 144 by 2, 2 times 7, 14, 0, and 4, 2 times 2, 4, 0, 72. I get 72 if I divide 144 by 2. But it is not 144, right? So then what we are supposed to do, we want to keep 1. So then it is 14.4. You want to have 1 decimal place in the answer also. So that becomes 7.2. Right? You want to keep 1 decimal place because in the question you have 1 decimal place, right? Okay, so then that is all about addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. Now, so then during the weekend, you have a lot to do. So you want to do all the underlined sums. All the underlined sums. Yes, you heard it correctly. You have a lot, but that is how it works. Now we are in grade 8. So you want to do all the underlying sums. Okay, children, we'll meet again next day. Till then, stay safe. This is day 8 of STP Mathematics 3A lesson series.